And for the next half hour, in place of the Buffalo Rocket, I'll be reading from the Kenton Bee, March 5th issue. You're listening to the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. And on the front page, North Tonawanda receives $2.5 million grant funding towards Tonawanda Island infrastructure and waterfront redevelopment. The City of North Tonawanda has been awarded $2.5 million through Empire State Development as part of Kathy Hochul's Pro-Housing Supply Initiative to support critical infrastructure improvements on Tonawanda Island. This is part of Governor Hochul's 2025 Regional Economic Development Council grants, providing millions of dollars to support infrastructure, community development, and sustainability projects across New York. I remain grateful for everyone involved in the dedicated work of the Regional Economic Development Council, she said. Their dedication to this ongoing public-private effort has had a transformational impact in every corner of the state. The state funding will advance a $5.6 million infrastructure project aimed at upgrading water and sewer systems, storm drainage, utilities, sidewalks, and roadways. City officials say the improvements are necessary to support new housing opportunities, encourage business investment, and expand public access to the waterfront. Among the projects directly supported by the infrastructure upgrades is the approved 78th Bridge Street development. The more than $30 million mixed-use waterfront project is expected to include approximately 80 to 100 market-rate residential units, boutique hotel suites, and ground-floor commercial space. Plans also call for publicly accessible waterfront amenities along the Niagara River, further enhancing access to the city's shoreline. The infrastructure work will be carried out through a public-private partnership with Visone Company Site Development, which will construct and finance the full $5.6 million infrastructure project. Officials said this arrangement will allow the city to proceed without issuing new debt or placing long-term financial obligations on taxpayers. Construction on the 78th Bridge Street development is expected to begin this summer. Mayor Austin Tylek described the project as the first mixed-use development to break ground on Tonawanda Island and a significant step toward transforming underutilized waterfront property into an active, accessible designation. Other Western New York recipients include the Village of Lancaster, earned $310,492 for its Renewable Energy Resilience Initiative, which will install solar panels and battery storage on the Department of Public Works buildings to reduce energy costs and advance renewable energy adaptation. The town of Lancaster was awarded $375,000 to construct a cool-down Lancaster splash pad at Westwood Park, providing accessible cooling recreation for children, seniors, and vulnerable populations during extreme heat events. The town of Amherst received $67,500 to update GIS maps in its municipal stormwater system, aiding in maintenance and tracking discharges. The town of Alden earned $388,532 to build a new salt storage facility, protecting water quality in Ellicott Creek and local groundwater. The town of Cheektowaga received a $10 million grant to rehabilitate 2,800 feet of sewer lateral and more than 1,200 manholes, reducing sanitary sewer overflows and improving water quality in Skajackwada Creek and its tributaries. Springville Center for the Arts Incorporated received $673,000 to restore historic buildings at 67 to 69 East Main Street, preserving key landmarks while creating artist workspaces and planning for future residential units. For a full list of the 2025 REDC Initiative Awards, you can visit regionalcouncil.newyork.gov/sites/default/files. This next article is by the editor of the Kenton paper, Chita Selvaraj. Kessler Sutton received National Public Works Awards. 2 employees from the town of Tonawanda were recognized during the American Public Works Association Awards ceremony on February 12th. Mike Kessler, the town water resource director, received the Distinguished Service to Public Works Award. Town engineer Matt Sutton earned a project award in the structures $25 million to $75 million category for enhancements completed at town parks. Kessler was among 5 U.S. delegates selected for the Japan Circular Water Economy Study Tour last August, where he explored how Japan leverages cutting-edge wastewater treatment, solid waste reuse, and public-private collaboration to create resilient, low-carbon systems. Throughout his tenure, Kessler aimed at not just waste management, but also lower cost, resource recovery, environmental responsibility, and long-term sustainability. The award that Kessler received is given by the APWA to a government service leader for far-reaching impact on local, state, or national public works programs, services, or policy through exemplary public service and commitment. This award particularly recognizes leadership in furthering the mission and goals of public works. I am honored to receive this award on behalf of my entire department and the engineering department. We have tackled many challenges as a team to upgrade the town-wide infrastructure in the water resource department. I believe there is no better water plant, wastewater plant, and collection and distribution system anywhere. The support of our supervisor and town board, as well as elected officials at the state and federal levels, has provided necessary financial support to be where we are today, and we will continue with many new projects going forward, said Kessler. Sutton was part of several enhancement projects, especially in the Paddock Park and Lincoln Parks, for which he was recognized. Among other projects throughout the town, Sutton stated that 2 ice rinks, one in Lincoln Park and the other in the former Brighton Park, were decommissioned and they were replaced with the Paddock Chevrolet Ice Arena and the Lincoln Fieldhouse. The improvements also included installation of a whole new spray park, a rugby field, pickleball courts, and more. We have one pool that was historically used only for the limited part of the year. Funds were used to convert these liabilities into facilities that could be used for longer periods of time. The new ice arena is NHL size. The spray park can be used for longer months, and the field house can be used year-round, said Sutton. The Structures Award is given by the APWA to promote excellence in the management, administration, and implementation of public works projects by recognizing the alliance between the managing agency, the consultant, architect, engineer, and the contractor who work together to complete public works projects. The structures category includes new public structures, or the preservation or rehabilitation of existing public structures, including municipal buildings and parks. It's a meaningful recognition for a project that many of us dedicated a tremendous amount of time and effort to, Sutton said. We faced numerous obstacles throughout the design, bidding, and construction phases. Much of that work took place in 2022 and 2023 amid the lingering effects of COVID, when there was significant uncertainty in the market. In some cases, limited competition during the bidding process led to higher cost. There were instances where bids came in above estimates, but not to the point where the project became unmanageable or stalled. We worked with strong contractors who remained committed to seeing the job through. It was a large-scale effort for the town, coordinating multiple contractors and moving parts. In the end, it was a successful project and one we can all take pride in. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Kenton paper on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. This next article is also by the editor, Chitra Selvaraj. Zonta Club donates 500 birthing kits. Members of the Zonta Club of Kenmore and the Zonta Club of Grand Island gathered at the Church of the Advent on February 21st to assemble 500 birthing kits destined for women in remote areas of Africa where access to medical care is increasingly limited. As maternal mortality rates in Africa continue to account for nearly 70% of global maternal deaths, approximately 182,000 women each year, local volunteers are stepping in to provide life-saving support. With rural clinics closing due to international cuts in funding, many women are forced to give birth without trained medical assistance or sterile supplies, indicated Jean Phillips, president of Zonta Club of Kenmore. The birthing kits, funded entirely by the Zonta clubs, are designed to make basic sanitary materials available to these women. Each kit contains a 3x3 foot plastic sheet to create a clean delivery surface, a disposable razor blade to cut the umbilical cord, disposable gloves to prevent bacterial exposure, 3 cotton cord ties, a small bar of soap, and gauze and pads. We buy all the supplies, we put the kits together. The hardest part is finding someone to deliver them, said Phillips. This year, a group of nuns traveling to Belgium will transport the kits to their mother house, where they will then be sent on to Africa for distribution by churches and traveling nurses serving women unable to reach medical clinics. The Birthing Kit Initiative is part of the broader Zonta International Birthing Kit Project, adopted in 2003. Area clubs organize, assemble, and cover all supply and shipping cost. The kits are then distributed in regions where medical care is scarce or inaccessible. We have been doing this for over 10 years. It started as a Zonta project and was passed on to other clubs as a service opportunity, Phillips said. Now we feel it is more important than it ever was. Many clinics were shut down because they are not funded anymore. They don't have access to clinics. It's little help that we can do. The project is funded through the club's annual fundraiser and the Zonta Club of Grand Island joining this year's effort to help cover cost, including shipping. Beyond the birthing kits, the Kenmore Club supports a wide range of local initiatives, including the 16-Day of Activism advocacy campaign, a pancake breakfast fundraiser, a holiday drive supporting Family Justice Center efforts, and the HOPE program for survivors of domestic violence. Many members also volunteer with food pantries, the Blessings in a Backpack program, Meals on Wheels, and collect items for women veterans. The club awards scholarships to senior girls in the area as well as women across Western New York returning to school to advance their education. Founded in 1927, after beginning meetings in 2026, the Zonta Club Founded in 1927, after beginning meetings in 1926, the Zonta Club of Kenmore will celebrate its 100th anniversary in 2027. The broader Zonta movement began in Buffalo a couple years prior to the Kenmore Club, before expanding into the international organization it is today, noted Phillips. For more information about membership or club initiatives, visit zontaclubofkenmore.org. And next we have a local announcement. The Easter egg hunt set for March 28th in North Tonawanda. The City of North Tonawanda's Department of Youth, Recreation, and Parks will host its annual Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28th at Pinewoods Park. The event will run from 10 to 11:30 a.m. and is open to all ages, with activities suggested for children 11 and under. This year's hunt will feature one session for all participants. Special golden eggs will be hidden throughout the park, with prizes awarded to those who find them. Children can also look forward to a visit from the Easter Bunny and a variety of family-friendly activities. The event is open to North Tonawanda residents only. Participants are encouraged to RSVP in advance at www.ntparksrec.com. And in local news, Gliding Stars of Western New York celebrates 20 years of inclusion with Milestone Ice Show. The Gliding Stars of Western New York will celebrate their 20th annual ice show, a milestone celebration marking 2 decades of inclusion, preservation, and achievement on the ice. The anniversary production, titled Gliding Stars Shining Bright for 20 Years, will bring together skaters of all ages and abilities for a fully choreographed performance that highlights individual accomplishments and the power of teamwork. From toddlers as young as 18 months to adults and seniors, participants represent a wide range of abilities and backgrounds, united by their love of skating and the supportive community that makes it possible. Over 100 skaters and 150 volunteers will participate in the ice show, which brings together people who have been skating at rinks in West Seneca and Lockport since October. For more than 20 years, Gliding Stars has provided adaptive skating instruction to hundreds of athletes throughout Buffalo and the surrounding Western New York region. The annual ice show serves as the organization's largest celebration and fundraiser of the season, giving skaters the opportunity to perform in front of family, friends, and the community while showcasing the skills they have developed throughout the year. This year's special anniversary performance will take audiences on a walk down memory lane, featuring routines inspired by previous shows and honoring skaters and volunteers who've been part of the program since its earliest years. The event promises heartfelt moments, uplifting performances, and a powerful reminder of what can be achieved when inclusion and opportunity come together on the ice. The show will be held at 1 p.m. on March 21st at Paddock Ice Arena in Tonawanda. Tickets are $11 pre-sale. You can call 716-608-8345 to reserve your tickets, or they are $13 at the door. Admission is free for children 3 and under. You can also purchase tickets online at www.zeffy.com/ENUS. And next, under the topic of news brief, there is tax help. Volunteers from AARP will offer assistance in filing your taxes. You do not have to be a member of the Senior Center to participate. They will prepare basic tax returns, no rental property or more involved returns. All forms will be filed electronically. You'll receive a printout of the return that is filed for you. Prior to your appointment, you must stop at the Senior Center located at 291 Emsinger Road to pick up a packet to fill out and bring back the day of your appointment. Your taxes will not be filed if the current packet is not completed. Sign-up starts January 20th. The tax preparation is free and will be held from 9 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday, starting February 3rd and ending April 9th. Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. And next we have an article under the subject of B editorials. How did daylight savings time start? Although it's painful to lose an hour, the bright side of it is that it gets dark later. Many people call it daylight savings time, but it's actually daylight savings time, but it's actually daylight saving time. Less than 40% of the countries in the world change their clocks twice a year. Most European countries, except for Russia, Iceland, Belarus, and Turkey, observe European summertime. United States, Canada, Mexico, Australia, and New Zealand also observe daylight saving. All states in the U.S., but Hawaii and Arizona, except the Navajo Nation, observe DST, Daylight Saving Time. The territories of the American Samoa, Guam, and the Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands also do not observe Daylight Savings Time. Most Asian countries, including major countries such as India, China, and Japan, do not observe it. A few Middle Eastern countries do observe daylight savings time, including Iran, Jordan, Lebanon, Israel, and Palestine. With the exception of the Canary Islands that are a part of Spain, most African countries do not observe it either. In South America, only a few countries such as Chile, Easter Island, and Paraguay use daylight savings time. The Falkland Islands are observing it all year round. Benjamin Franklin has been credited as being the inventor of daylight saving time by many people for his 1784 essay about saving candles. He wrote, "Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise." George Hudson in New Zealand proposed it in 1895. Hudson, an entomologist, proposed a 2-hour jump back and forth, allowing him longer outdoor time for his research on insects. William Willett proposed it to the British Parliament in 1907 to allow him more time to play golf. The Canadian city of Port Arthur, Ontario, tried it in 1908, according to timeanddate.com. It apparently spread to other Canadian provinces around 1910 and in Europe in 1916. Although there are many recorded citations of daylight saving time proposals, Germany and Australia have been credited as the first to adopt daylight savings time on May 1st, 1916, 2 years into World War I, to conserve fuel. The U.S. adopted daylight savings time on March 19th, 1918. It was not very popular and was discontinued after World War I. Despite the myth that daylight saving times was instituted for the farmers, Franklin Roosevelt brought it back year-round on February 9, 1942, which he called wartime. This lasted until the end of World War II. Up until 1966, local municipalities, cities, and states could choose to observe daylight savings time and also when it commenced and ended. This haphazard implementation of the standard and daylight savings time made it difficult for the transportation industry with its inherent interstate travel. To set up a national standard for daylight savings time, a bill was passed and won the approval for the legislation on March 16, 1966. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed it into law. The Uniform Time Act of 1966 was signed into law April 13, 1966. And finally, a local announcement. Duck pluck slated for March 22nd. Families in the town of Tonawanda are invited to make a splash this spring as the Youth, Parks, and Recreation Department teams up with the Police Department for the highly anticipated duck pluck event on Sunday, March 22nd at the town's Aquatic and Fitness Center. After selling out quickly last year, organizers are encouraging families to register early to secure a spot. A unique springtime splash. So what exactly is a duck pluck? The shallow end of the pool will be filled with hundreds of rubber ducks supplied by the town of Tonawanda Police Department. Children will be grouped by age and invited to jump into the pool to gather as many ducks as they can. For safety, parents are required to accompany children ages 6 and under in the water. Collected ducks can be exchanged for a goodie bag. In each session, 2 lucky participants will discover a special lucky duck inside their bag, winning them a larger prize. Fun beyond the duck pluck, each registered session lasts 1 hour. The event begins with the duck gathering activity, followed by opening swim time. Children ages 8 and older can also enjoy a giant inflatable in the deep end during this session. Access to the pool deck and pool area will be limited strictly to registered families during their designated time slot. In addition to pool activities, families can enjoy games and crafts, food available for purchase, and photo opportunities with the Easter Bunny in the party room and lobby before and after their swim sessions. Registration details. Registration is available online at www.ttypr.com or in person at the Youth Parks and Recreation Office located at 299 Decatur Road. For additional information, residents can contact the Youth Parks and Recreation Department at 716-831-1001. With limited space and high demand, families are encouraged to register soon for this festive and family-friendly spring celebration. You've been listening to a reading of articles and features from the March 5th Kenton Bee because we were not able to secure a copy of the Buffalo Rocket. We normally read from the Buffalo Rocket every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Your reader has been Margaret Mack. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. Welcome to another broadcast day in the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, a private, not-for-profit organization. Radio Reading volunteers broadcast daily readings of newspapers, magazines, and books to area blind and print handicapped persons who are provided reading radios. As always, please feel free to contact us with your comments, suggestions, or any questions you may have. Our phone number here is area code 716-821-5555. Our agency website is nfradioreading.org. You can find all the ways to contact us there. If you want to mail us a letter, our mailing address is the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, 1199 Harlem Road, Buffalo, New York, 14227. Our agency studios are also at that address. Please stay with us, though. Our Reading the Buffalo News is coming up just now.
The following program is intended for listeners who are blind